Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another video. As you can probably see behind me, I'm in the beautiful Herefordshire countryside. Down on the Y today. Down on the Y with fellow YouTuber Phil from Another Angle. We're going to do a bit of trotting today. We're going to share a swim. That's the plan. We might have a little bit of a rove about. The plan is to do some trotting. It's up a bit. I'm not sure how well we're going to do. It's a bit coloured. It's a bit high, but we can get out in the swim we need to, hence the waders. So we're going to, as I say, we're going to concentrate on one swim. There's certainly another swim we can fish. The swim I like to fish a bit further downstream. You have to wade out quite a long way in some fast water. I think that's going to be far too sketchy today. I think we'll leave that one. But as I say, we'll concentrate on these two swims, really on this one swim where the barbel hold up. I've not had a barbel on float yet this year. I'd like to change that if we can. I'm sure we'll catch lots of chub. And with that in mind, I've brought a couple of rods with me. I've got my Dower Tournament Pro fitted up with a stick float. I'll link you in up there and down there if you want to see how I set this up for fishing for big chub and barbel. But I've also brought with me my pellet Waggler rod, which I've got set up on a Waggler, a Dave Harrell Specie Waggler. Again, I'll put the information down in the description of all the gear I'm using, Waggler and stick float. It's 13-foot Matchman pellet wag, and I thought it'd be a bit of fun to perhaps, you can often get the chub going here fairly close to the surface, flicking in bits of meat. So I think we'll perhaps have a go at that at some point as well, especially if the barbel are not playing ball, but they may be. It's been hard going on the Y this year. I've been chatting to several people, and there's the odd one coming out, but nothing of any quantity at all, which is of course why lots of people like to fish the barbel on the Y. You can catch several in a day. Hopefully we can catch at least one each. That'd be good. I'll get down in the water shortly and run you through baits, etc. I think for now, as I say, we're just down here. The river is through there, down the bank. You can probably see it running through down there. Well, I've got a bit of bait in. As I say, we'll run through baits in a minute, but I've got a bit of bait in for now. We're just letting it rest up a little bit. It's pushing through a bit, as you can see, but I'm sure we'll have some fish out. So we're out in the river, as you can see. Got the old bait waiting on the go. Got some hemp, of course, won't go anywhere without hemp. Got some mixed sort of halibut pellets, cheesy garlic halibut pellets, various sizes, 4s and 3s there, a few 2s as well, but I think the 2s get washed off too much, so I haven't got many of them, mainly 4s and 3s. And we've got some luncheon meat for the hook. This is actually, I say luncheon meat, it's this Turunska sausage. It's got a skin on it which you can get the hook through. Just stays on a lot longer, and it smells sort of quite smoky and quite garlicky, so we'll have a go with that as well. We've got some normal meat which we can fire in to perhaps get the chub going on the top. So yeah, that's the baits. Phil's having a crack. He's been in about 5 minutes and he's had a couple of bites so far, so things are looking good. I'll keep this bait going in, because if I don't, I've just got to carry it back to the car anyway. I don't want to do that, it's about half a mile away, 2/3 of a mile actually. Hopefully we can build a swim. So as you can see, it's a bit higher than it was a few weeks ago when I came, a week or so ago when I came guiding with a couple of chaps called Callum and Andy, who were a bit further out. It's a bit sketchy. I think that's as deep as I want to go today. It's a little bit coloured for this as well. Phil's had a go, as you've seen, and he's had a couple of bites, he's bumped a couple of fish, but it's gone quiet since then. So we'll see what we can do. I think it'll pick up during the day. That's my feeling. I think as we feed, get the fish moving, I think it'll pick up. It's right on the edge of being trottable in my book, clarity wise. Hopefully it'll clear during the day as it's dropping. It's sort of dropping very slowly, although there was a big dumping of rain here yesterday for a couple of hours, so that might negate any dropping and any clearing that we find today. I tried to say it, but this might be a day when ledgering is a bit better. but it's proper dodgy ledger in here, so rocky, there's so much gear. Some days you're lucky, some days you're not. I've left my ledge gear in the car, to be honest. We'll go and get it if we're really struggling. Much prefer to float fish if possible. There we go. We're in. It's a chub, I'm sure. First bite of the day for me, just after it went in. First bite of the day always puts a smile on your face. It's not a beast in me, but don't feel a bad one. No, he's no monster. He'll do for a start. I just nicked him there. Mouth full of meat. Cracking. How about that? Fantastic. Just nicked in the corner of the mouth. There we go. Wonderful. Wow, that's a good start. Good start. Fab. We'll keep this meat going in. So I'm back in the main swim. I've had a little go on the Croy. Had a little go up there with the Waggler. I think, to be honest, it's pushing through a bit in there. It wants a stick float up there, really. Keep flicking meat in, trying to perhaps get some chub interested shallow. Nothing as of yet. I'm a little bit concerned about this colour, to be honest. It's a bit too coloured, really. It's sort of right between, for me, it's right between sort of trotting colour and a ledgering colour. And you might think, well, why don't you just bring your ledger rod down with you as well? It's a bit of a trek down here. Plus, it's not just a rod, is it? You've got to bring some leads or some, and then perhaps a bit of grain bait as well, and different bait, baits. Perhaps I do like fishing with some paste and paste wrap boilies, and it's just all the extra stuff you got to bring as well. Hence, not bringing it. But it is, that felt like a bit of a bang. It is right between, it's about 18 inches of visibility, I reckon, something like that. Looking at this tripod, this bait weighted tripod. If I was on the Avon, it'd be perfect. It'd be a wonderful colour. But it's difficult trotting on there when it's clear. Here, it's a lot better when it's clear. I just think the fish can see the bait a lot better. Obviously, you're going to get more bites. So, as I say, we've had it grabbed a couple of times on the way through. So I'm going to have a go with this. I've never fished Waggler in here before, so it'd be interesting to see what happens. Now, that's quite interesting because there's no way that dragged under on the bottom, and that's gone straight under. So it looks like following this meat in, it's got these chub on the lookout for it. There's no way that was the bottom. Right, let's try that again. And the bait was gone. I don't think we're going to catch any barbel like this, but I'll say it might be a bit of fun. See if we can have a few chub. sun's trying to come out, which is sort of nice, to be honest. There we go, that's got to be a fish. Yeah, it is. Well, certainly got them starting to queue up for this meat. The meat waggler. Again, he's no monster. But it's a bit of fun. Well, that's good. We'll keep feeding. Keep getting this meat in, and hopefully get some chub. So hopefully get some bigger chub interested, and then, as I say, perhaps even some barbel. I don't think we're going to catch barbel shallow on the Waggler, but you never know. Stranger things have happened, but I don't think so. I'm fishing, what, about 2 foot deep, something like that. 2.5 foot. It's probably about 5 foot out there. So we're fishing sort of half depth. So very patchy in here today. Certainly at the moment. It's probably getting on for 8:30, something like that. We're fishing perhaps a couple of hours. It's certainly not prolific. Oh, there's a bite. There we go. It's got to be a fish. It is. Oh, this feels a bit of fish. Just hang in there. God blimey. I'm sure it's a chub. He's not beasting me. But it does feel a better one. Well, this is working well. I had one fish all sort of for the first hour of my fishing, and we've had 3 in the last sort of 5 or 10 minutes. He's no monster, but he feels a reasonable one. I'd say he's making me give him line. Even on this fairly robust gear. Oh, it's a better fish. Yeah, that is a better fish. I'd say if we can get him queuing up in here, the sport should just get better and better and better. He's a nice one. Come on. God, they just nicked. Hopefully we'll get him in. God, they just nicked him there. That's a proper fish. God blimey. Yes, it is. Can barely hold him with one hand. In fact, I can't. Let's hold him up with 2 hands. He nearly went. Nearly. We'll have a quick look at him before he does clear off. That's about that. Absolutely fantastic. Longer than my forearm. Wonderful. Absolutely cracking. It's great. We're warming the swim up. And I'm cold. I've got my thermals on and everything. And I'm really not very warm at all. This is water temperature. It's not warm. I thought it might be more of a day for the chub today, so that's why I bought this this Waggler gear, as I say. A decent Waggler on here as well. It's a Dave Harrell number 3 Speci Wag. It's a 5 SSG, so we're not messing about. Robust gear. It's just nice to be able to mend the line against it as well, against a bit of weight. There we go, that's the bite. Missed the line completely. Are we in? No, we missed it. Ah. Completely missed the line with my finger. It's the thing with fishing so shallow, there's no way we're dragging bottom. So if that float goes under, it's either me mending a line or it's a chub.
But we're not going to go and repeat that.
No.
So, bless her, she chipped in for a birthday present and bought me a new brolly. So, with a bit of birthday money and all that.
There we go.
Oh, you've got him.
He's had the meat a couple of times.
Do you want to chat the camera?
Oh. Or he's just trudging up the middle again like yours did.
Mm.
No, head shakes, definitely a chub. Ooh. Well, we got this chub going on this meat at the moment. Doesn't feel a beast. Bit of fun on the Waggler. Gotcha. I reckon he's had half a dozen bits of meat off my hook. He certainly wanted that bit. Got him. Go on. This chub is certainly up in the water. I'm getting mugged over here, my chub. So I'm going to do my utmost to... There we go, look. There we go, got him. He's mugged me a few times over there. This is great fun on this Waggler. It ain't going to catch us a barbel, but we can have a go for them in a bit. Get a few fish under our belts first. Feels a better fish again. Oh, he's no monster. Certainly very welcome though. God, we just nicked him. Just about nicked him in the top lip. Oh, he's a better fish actually. Wonderful. Go on, back you go. Well, it's just about Phil's turn to have a go, but he's just sorting his rod out. Little issue. So we'll carry on from here. As you can see, I mean, I fish in this Waggler 2 foot deep, something like that. So they've actually started been firing meat in with a catapult, and they've actually started swirling on the top for it occasionally. Not every bit. There you go. That was a swirl then. There's a swirl right by my float, and then down it went. And there's no way it's the bottom, as you can see. I mean, look, fishing 2 foot deep. There we go. Ooh. There we go. Already he chased that down the swim. He had a couple of goes of that. Blimey, this feels a better fish. I'm certainly onto this now. This is great fun. I think before I've just shallowed up a bit, I was just fishing too deep. This is wonderful fishing in these conditions. This water this coloured. Getting a bit of confidence to come up in the water, I think. Mind you, they always do. Happy to come and take stuff shallow. God, that's another cracker. I can only just about get my hands around that one. Oh, I'm loving this. Absolutely loving it. Right. Such an advantage having this bait waiter here. Cracking. Go on, back you go. It's all about feeding, isn't it, this sort of fishing? As I say, all I'm doing is just, I bought this sort of cheapy meat just to ping in. I don't know if they're going to swirl like this. You might see them. I'm only doing it occasionally. I've cubed this up in my meat cutter just to 13mm, but I'm just breaking them in half because they're a bit big really. Smaller size I put on the hook. Kingfisher. No swells this time. A few freebies, then we'll go in. Now, as I mentioned, this is Turunska. It's a Polish sausage. Did it from Tesco's. It's a sausage that's about sort of inch in diameter. What I do is slice it into sort of half-inch slices. So you've got a load of discs, and then I quarter them. So end it with a load of sort of quadrants like that. So every bit has got a bit of skin on it. And it stays on really well. Right, concentrate. I'm likely to grab it straight away. There we go. Oh, mugged me. I think we've still got a bait on there, I can feel it. I think we end up coming to the splash as well. This Waggler goes in with a nice plop. There we go. That worked, didn't it? Ooh, whoa, he's off. Well, we're having some fish now. It was really hard going this morning. Mind you, it's still the morning, but I mean earlier on this morning, it was really hard going. We're having a few now. The old meat shallow. They're all good fish as well. They're all good fish. Some are slightly bigger than others. They're all good ones. Nice to see them put a bit of weight on as well. I was catching them a few weeks ago. They were right thin and sort of post-spawning. Oh God, you can probably hear that wind picking up now. Hopefully it's coming from that way. If it is, we'll be all right. If it's coming from that way, we'll struggle. Yeah, it's coming this way at the moment. Perfect. It will just check the line, check the float, which is exactly what we want. Slow it down a little bit. I think you're in there, aren't you? Yeah. Thought so.
I was thinking, I'll just crack that line and see how we get on.
Just catch it with your index finger, mate.
Yeah.
That's what I tend to do when I don't want it to
back into a fish. Just trying to hold the rod a bit lower for you so you can actually see, because I noticed on the footage yesterday there's occasionally, oh, he's off, he's very nice.
You're not happy?
No, he said no.
The line's singing.
It's definitely a chub, just heading for the snag.
Yeah, trying to get round the tripod and the legs and
Try and get him over this way. But I think this is a much better fish.
does seem it, doesn't it?
You watch, it'll be a baby one. What are you going to call it? A chub?
Oh yeah, it's chub.
Chub.
Yep, it's chub. It's a nice one. I stood back here, I can see a bit a bit higher.
Right,
Get down here, do the honours.
Nick's coming for it. Yeah,
Got it. That's a cracker, mate, that is.
what have we got? A fiver? £4.
It's 4, I'd say.
Oh,
It's a
that's
good
a
4.
nice fish.
It's probably £5 in the winter. That's a cracker. Yeah, I mean he's. Oh, that's a clock. That's probably a 5, I would say. You might want to weigh that one.
We might actually want to get the disgorger on that.
Yeah.
Absolute beauty. Whoop. Oh, another photo yet. Not just yet. How about that? Really pleased with that one. So thank you, Nick, for letting me borrow your rod.
No problem, mate.
And I wasn't expecting to do Waggler fishing today, but I do think we need to get this one back in.
Yeah.
I don't want to have him gasping too much. I think he's ready to go anyway.
Yeah.
But what a beauty. What a beauty. Off he goes.
There we go. That's a bite. Right over on that other side. First bite back on the stick. I think it's a chub, but he's putting up a decent account of himself. I have to put him on string. Blimey. I say, I'm sure it's a chub. I've seen him. Did look very chubby. Well, I saw his tail. Looked like a chub. Sort of slate grey tail. This is a chub. He looks a good one. Oh, he's a nice fish. That's why. Oh, just nicked in the corner. Oh, that's a clonking fish. How's about that? Absolutely cracking. He's got a few war wounds from spawning by the looks of it, but cracking. What a scrap. Done. We'll have another 5 before we have some lunch, I think. Thoroughly enjoying this. Getting a lot less bites on the stick float, fishing deeper, but certainly a lot more chance of a barbel as well. Although I'm not sure at lunchtime there is, but we might have to wait till later. You never know. Oh,
You in?
yeah.
Very good one.
I don't know. Making me give him line. Come on.
Ground baits moved them down the bottom.
I don't think so.
They're crooked there all the time.
Yeah. Nipping up, and that's a lovely conditioned fish. It's about that. Cracking. Right, I'm going to have something to eat, I think. So I'm back. I'm in an iron as to what to do, to be honest. I had some lunch, I had a bit of a walk. I think, because of this colour, we've got 18 inches of visibility, something like that. I think we're going to struggle to catch a barbel on the float, sort of 5 foot down over there. I just don't think there's going to be the visibility. Not the easiest fish to catch on the float, designed as they are for feeding on the bottom. So it's not the easiest thing to do to catch them with a moving bait. So I'm debating, as I say, with this much colour in, I'm debating going and getting the ledger gear, to be honest. Yeah, I'm just, like I say, the chub are back on the top. I really saw that. I'm debating that, really. I might give it a little bit longer, perhaps. Just have a bit more fun with these chub on the top. But I'm just thinking we're really up against it to try and get a barbel on the float today. So I'm trying to decide. I think what I'm trying to weigh up is whether I want to float fish or whether I want to try and catch a barbel. Because I don't think we're going to be able to do both today. Certainly some chub in here after these. Let's get this Waggler rod back out again. That's my thoughts at the moment, anyway. So I'm really properly 50-50 about it. I can't decide what I want to do. It's a right old trek back to the car and then change the gear and then track halfway back down the stretch again. But that's not really the main issue. All right, that's a fish. You know, the issue is, do I want to... We got mugged straight away, look. Oh, we didn't get mugged. We had a bite. Do I want to sit around behind a ledger rod? I'm not sure. I think it will be rather boring after float fishing all day. There we go, look. That didn't take long, did it? Bit of meat in and then bang. We're never going to catch a chub, a barbel 2 foot deep. Well, I'm pretty sure we're not anyway. This is great fun. And they are sort of swirling on the top for it. You know, it's bringing a smile to my face. Still want to stop doing this and go and sit behind a ledger rod. I don't know. God, blimey. Someone's pulling. The line's complaining, as I'm sure you can hear. But then I am back again. I get another session I booked last year. I'm back again on Saturday with my mate James. And I'm thinking, you know, if it rains this week, it's going to be up and not going to be able to float fish that day anyway. So I will be ledgering that day. So I don't know what to do. Not sure what to do, really. But I do know that these chub are really having it in here. This Waggler setup is working a charm. Perhaps I just forget about barbel fishing and just keep on catching these monsters on the Waggler. Again, that's an absolute clonker. I'm not going to be able to pick him up with one hand. Not chilly, mate. Anyway, I mean, just look at that. Do I want to stop doing that to sit behind a ledger rod? I don't know. I don't think I do. God, let's trough that. Go on, back you go. Dilemmas of fishing. All right, the canoe on the way. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's fancy. What's all that?
It's my vlogging setup.
Ooh.
I'll try and catch a fish, then you can be on YouTube. So I think the reason this waggler fishing is being so successful today is because there is so much colour in the water. I mean, obviously they would be coming up and intercepting this meat anyway. But what I'm trying to say quite badly is there's a lot more visibility near the top of the water because obviously it's brighter. Oh, I missed that. Pay attention. It's brighter, obviously, near the surface. There's that extra bit of visibility, and this luncheon meat's nice and visible. It's sort of pale brown colour, isn't it? It sort of glows a bit, almost. And I think that's why you get on the waggler 2 foot deep, getting regular bites, go on the stick float and getting a lot less regular bites because I'm fishing a lot closer to the bottom. I'm still getting bites off chub lower down, but a lot less bites. That was a bite. Yeah. That was a nice proper bite. Thump, down it went. Again, it's just holding his ground. Blimey. The trick as well, obviously keep feeding this meat, is to try and get the waggler to go in with as nice a plop as the little bits of meat do. It's no good having the float land like a house brick. I think they're starting, obviously with less visibility, they can hear the plop. They're starting to come to the plop. Another cracking fish. Oh, mouth open in the current. God, I just nicked him. Another cracking fish. This is wonderful. Come here. Okay, another one I can't get my hand around. They're behaving themselves today though, for the most part. Just get you one up to get you back. As I say, behaving for the most part. This one's a bit lively. We'll have a quick look at him before he goes back. Go on, back you go. Right, and repeat. Bait for 5 minutes and put a bit of meat through on the hook. The trick is more feeding, less fishing. There you go, that's my cue. When there's a big swirl, that's the time to cast in. It's really nothing at all subtle or clever about this waggler setup. Just to run you through it. Got 5 SSG number 3 Specie Wag, Dave Harrell number 3 Specie Wag. Got an Olivet below that. Got a little bit of a tangle there, by the looks of it. Got an Olivet below that, which is about 3/4 of the shot-in weight of the float. And I've just got a couple of SSGs on the line. One about, well, it was about 1/3 of the way down. One about halfway down, just like that. And then the bait is just falling the rest of the way on its own. Of course, I want it to stay fairly shallow. There we go. Oh! It's just going to drop in and the meat is just going to fall really slowly through the water. There you go. Oh! They're very good at getting away with it as well. See, that's a bite. There we go. I just waited that time. Oh, this is working wonderfully well. It's Waggler. It's a cracking stamp of fish as well. Got a few smaller ones. A few little vermin. I'm joking, really. God, yeah, see, he's full of meat. He's been troughing these bits we've been throwing in. He's absolutely wolfed that down. He just left that a bit longer that time to make sure you got a proper bite. There we go. Just about lift him up with one hand. Off you go. Right, we'll have another go. Bit of meat. So it's about 6 o'clock now. I'm not sure how much longer we're going to give it. Great fun catching these chub. We've seen a couple of barbel jump, but have not really shown any interest. We've had a few goes after them with the bait running deeper, but I just don't seem very interested, to be honest. We'll continue having fun with the chub, I think. Hopefully, anyway. Yeah, they're swirling at this. That was a swirl then. Let's try that again before we go in. Yeah, and again, look. Right, shall we see if we can catch one? Swirling away. Fishing certainly picked up through the day. It's really got this chub going. Hopefully we can have a few more before we go home. That was a bite. They certainly seem to know which one's got the hook in. Missed that one. Go. Fantastic. Oh, he's there, monster. We're racking up the numbers today. We've had some cracking fish as well. Really big ones. Certainly some fours. This is not in that category, certainly. But he's very welcome. Got him. Little fella. There we go. Thump thump. Well, this feels a reasonable fish. He's not beasting me, but he feels reasonable. This is wonderful. It's fishing here today. Fantastic. And the line is singing. Well, yeah, he's no monster. He's a cracking fish. One of those ones you'd rather catch than not. How's about that? Absolutely cracking. Wonderful. Back you go, chap. Wow, this is fantastic. Thoroughly enjoying this. There we go. We're in, look, first run through. This feels like a reasonable fish as well. Ooh, blimey. Ooh. God, this one's not giving up easily. Make him give him line. Come on. Oh. That's annoying. I'm getting a bit cagey at the end of the day, I think. Right, that was a bite. Just as I mended the line. Well, there's certainly some fish in here now. This feels a better one. Just holding station. Really is just holding station. There we go. Got him moving. The line's singing on this one. I think it's a bit better, this one. Oh yeah, he's a better fish. Wow. Oh, that's a nice fish. How about that? That's more like what we came for. Absolutely wonderful. Go on. So I'm going to finish off on the stick float, I think. Just have 15 minutes on the stick, just see if we can winkle a barbel out. I think, personally, I think it's just too coloured. I think it'll be too dark down there for them to see this meat coming. When we've gone deeper, we've had notably less bites off chub. I think the chub are nice and high up in the water because they can see the meat coming. Whereas obviously down in the depths, it's a lot harder to see. That's for chub, let alone for barbel. Because obviously chub, their mouth's at the front. They can see what they're catching, whereas barbel is much harder because their mouth's down here. So I do think we're up against it today, hence concentrating on the waggler fishing. I absolutely loved that as well. Absolutely loved it. Been cracking. We've caught loads of chub. I think probably 50-ish between us, at least. It's been really, really good fun. Have them swirling on the top. But you never know, we might be able to wink or something out on a stick. Just trundling this olivet along the bottom, in and amongst the rocks. So we're going to call it a day there. Been absolutely fantastic, hasn't it?
Yeah, so I think the smiles just say, oh, you don't need to say anything more. It's been a great day.
Oh yeah, we've caught I reckon probably over 50 between us now.
Yeah,
It's
I
got to
think
be.
so.
It's got to be.
I must have had anywhere between 25, 30 fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been cracking. We just all shallow.
Yeah.
We've been fishing 2.5 foot deep, firing well, as you've seen, firing meeting, and it's worked really, really well. We've had a few goes deeper, haven't we? And it's been
Yeah.
much harder going. I think it's just the colour.
Yeah.
They can't really see what's going on down the bottom, so we've concentrated on the chub.
Yeah.
And I've had sort of half an hour, good half an hour or so at the end there, and had a little go on the stick float deep, and it's like one chub and a little one. It's compared to what we were catching on the Waggler on the stick float shallow, it's been nothing like, has it? So
It hasn't. Yeah.
right now I shall be out in the week, hopefully. I'm planning on doing a bit of small river stuff in the week, and then I'm back down the Y next weekend. So for now, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Tight lines, enjoy your own angling. Many thanks to the channel patrons for your wonderful support, and I'll see you again very soon.
Tight lines from me as well. Bye now.